The business process outsourcing industry in the Philippines has created more waves in the country's economic growth. To give us a background on the BPOs and its vision, we have today Ms. Jamea Garcia, the Executive Director for Talent Development of the Business Processing Association of the Philippines, also known as BPAP. Ms. Jamea, how's the industry doing these days?
The industry is doing very well. We have very bright prospects for our future. 2007 ended very well for the industry. We had, in terms of revenues, we ended with 5 billion in revenues for 2007, and then our employment is at 300,000. Our goal for 2010 is to reach revenues of 13 billion and employment at 1 million. This means at 13 billion US revenues, we will have captured 10% of the whole global outsourcing market. And then at 1 million employees, it would mean that there will be one person out of every 10 people in the Philippines employed with the BPOs.
Since you're in the talent development aspect of the BPAP, can you tell me more about the challenges of handling this position?
I work for the whole industry to move the industry towards our goals. My job to make sure that we have enough talent, not only in terms of number, but also in terms of quality that is needed by the industry.
What are these initiatives that you're taking?
First, we are doing a lot of work with academia. So we have partnership with the schools wherein we would encourage them to adopt an English program that we have developed with the industry. And some schools have already adopted this program. Wherein students, this is a full course, a full subject that they take for one semester. It's not normally offered as an elective in the schools. So that's one initiative. We're also working with government in terms of the rollout of the PGMA Training for Work Scholarship Program. So we have scholarships available for call center training. This is really English proficiency again. We have scholarships available for software, for animation, also for medical transcription. And we also have a lot of programs on middle management and leadership development.
Are there other challenges that you're facing right now, the industry is facing right now? And how do you respond to these challenges?
People still hesitate to join the industry. There's a lot of negative perceptions or misunderstanding of what the BPO work is all about. So the challenge is really convincing that person, you join the industry. There's a lot of opportunities. This is really a career. We'll soon be having that. If you're interested, there are some now in our website. Our website is www.bpap.org.
Now, I know our readers would want to know. Please tell us about your career path, Ms. Jamea.
Right. It's entirely very far from what I am now. In fact, I really wanted to become a doctor my whole life. I suddenly realized I can't become a doctor. I'm scared of blood. After finishing my college degree, I took up the entrance exam for law school and then I passed. So I said, okay, maybe this is a path for me. I'll become a lawyer. And I was in practice for 10 years. I'm really a lawyer by profession. I worked for the Philippine office of a Chicago-based law firm. And my practice was corporate law and employment. The HR people from the companies, we had to do a lot of those employment policies. You had to harmonize benefits. You see the effect on the lives of the people. So at the end, after about 10 years of practice, I decided there must be something more that I should do. Of course, being a lawyer, although I'm an economics major, I cannot be finance. I have no experience at all. So the most logical thing for me was to move to HR. And at that time, there are industries that was growing, that was early 2000, really the contact centers. And I joined one of the bigger call centers now in the Philippines. I joined them as site HR. And from then on, it was a good experience because I got an exposure on what the industry is all about. But when I moved to HR, that's when I realized some of the things that we were setting up, then you only realized na the other things pala doesn't work as well. Now, why I joined BPAP? Because BPAP is an industry association. I wanted to give something back to the country. For me, it was time. I think this is time for me to give back. I've been lucky in my career. I've been blessed. I've had good experience. I've got work experience. I've got good teachers, good mentors. I felt that it was time for me to give something back to the country. I wanted to help as well to raise the livelihood, help us, the people, our country. And what is the best way for us to move forward? Is to provide jobs. Where are the jobs now? It's in this industry, the BPO. And if we get all our acts together, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the Philippines to put ourselves in the global map again.
Aside from going to malls, who is Miss Jamea Garcia outside the office?
What you see is what you get. I like traveling. I like normally weekends. Aside from traveling in the malls, so I go to Mall of Asia and try. I like malling really. It's not really to shop, but I'm curious. Like going around. I like to read, and I encourage people to find time to read. Kahit anong klase basahin mo. It's a start. This is a start that you read, because that will help you, and not only learn English, but it's really more of a view, a worldview. You read. Also like, of course, traveling overseas. I like to see new places. I like to meet new people. I'm basically a social creature. Hindi mo ko pwedeng like iwanan na. Kasi iba like solitude. I guess I like solitude once in a while. But I need people. When I was new in practice, so we have all of these hearings in different parts of the country. Some are not so very pleasant. It's good, for example, if you're in Vicente Cebu because you have facilities there. But some provinces are not as well. So, like me, I remember before when I was just beginning the practice, like they couldn't send anybody. I said, okay, I'll do it. I would always be willing to volunteer if you just to stay there for a day, because for me, as I said, I'm always curious to see what's there.
Ms. Jamea, what advice can you give our young people who would want to be like you, who would want to be successful in their chosen fields?
Take your studies seriously. If there's time to have fun, I had high school and college, law school, I had lots of fun, but I made sure that I had time to devote to my lessons. You have to find a balance. Because at the end, you could have fun the whole of your life, but if you don't devote time for study, when do you go back to school? It's difficult to go back. You study, and then always my advice is, I always say, you read. You read everything, and then you should be open to new ideas. I guess I always believe there are really no bad ideas. It just depends on how you look at it. Maybe the execution is bad, but because these are all ideas, it's a free exchange, and you always learn something from it. So my advice is, that's it. So I guess you study, and for those who have finished school, you still study and you read. You read a lot. You be open to new ideas as well. And in terms of career, if you ask me, for example, if you finish, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what course you finish, as long as you're good at that job and you like what you're doing. Because I've seen people shift from one career to the other. And it's always good. I've always, what's this principle, that you always look at things positively, I guess. And that's about it, I guess.
Thank you, Ms. Jamea.
Thank you, Arjun.